Okay, welcome everyone. So in this discussion forum, we are going to be talking about the Jamb 2025 results anomalies. Okay, and we're going to be talking about implications on students, parents, even university admission and all that, concerns and the way forward. And I am here with my able colleagues in the educational space, educational consultants. Okay, we've been here for over, I have Mr. Flash, Mr. Flash Isaac. Just say hello here. I'm Mr. Flash Isaac,
Hello. Hi.
CEO,
Hello.
okay, of Flash Learners. Okay, he has been in this education space for over 10 years. Over 10 years, making that bridge that would help students gain admission into university, the Jamb and the WAEC. Okay, and you can go to flashlearners.com and you would see track records. He also has the Flash Learners app, and you see over 100,000 downloads of his app. Okay, and you see the reviews, the ratings. So Mr. Flash Isaac, okay, he hails from Bini, okay, city, and he has been a passionate, dedicated, all right, educational consultant. And I also have here with me Mr. Wolabi Tangod. He is the commander in charge of O3 schools. I love I love his introduction. I am the commander, and he also has been in the educational space for 10 years, over 10 years. These are people that we've been here, we've been passionate about students because we were once students. We saw the flops, we saw the things we ran into, and after school and all that, we said, okay, let me stay in this education sector and help others create that bridge that would enable the Nigerian students, cross over into university with ease. And Mr. Wolabi, are you with us? Can you just say hi, hello? Because I know you're on transit right now, but I know later when you are settled, we'll see your video. Mr. Wolabi, are you there? Okay, he's gonna come up soon. All right, so let's carry on. Okay, we're gonna carry on now. I have introduced our panel. All right, we have Mr. Isaac, Flash Learners, we have Mr. Wolabi Tango. We're also expecting Mr. Daniel of Test Driller. He's going to join us very soon, and I'm going to introduce him. So just to give a brief background review of the situation at hand. So the exams were written from the 25th to the 5th of May, 2025.
Yeah,
And
you're correct.
on the on Friday, 9th of May, the results were released. And several of our students, and I know Mr. Isaac must have seen, several said, sir, this cannot be the results. I scored 300 this year. I scored 290 something this year. I scored 300. Now I'm seeing 154. Several students, even I forgot to also introduce myself. I am Blessing Sheun Chukuka, founder of DTW Tutorials. Everly here, also helping and supporting students to cross that bridge, passionate about each Nigerian student. Thank you, Isaac. Okay. So a lot of them, we run online classes, and this student paid me for online classes. So after payment, and they say, man, see my results. I'm like, the feeling of schools, of teachers, of educators, immediately everyone started lambasting teachers. What are they teaching? When Jamb dropped the statistics, only 400,000 plus 400,000 got scored above 200. 1 point something, this from the statistics, 1 point something scored below 200, or 900,000 scored below 200. And teachers were being lambasted left, right, and center. All right.
And when a student comes to you and say, I was supposed to score more than this, and this is not my score, at first you don't even know what to believe, and you wouldn't want to even blame Jamb. You probably feel, okay, did you make a mistake, or it's just painful. Okay, imagine what if Jamb did not admit to the error. who would believe the
That
students?
student.
We have all condemned them. Like, we say students, they don't read anymore, they are
The
not
social
serious.
media,
So
there
that
is
is actually
TikTok.
very painful. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so with all this, we saw on the news that was the first, lambasted students, lambasted teachers. What are they teaching? What are students? Is TikTok? Is social media? Is this? Is that? Not knowing that over 500,000 results were incorrect. There were anomalies in those results, and after several students, even from, especially when it affected the majority of the southeastern states, the 5 southeastern states of the Federation of Nigeria, and principals, schools, like, no, there can't be, parents, I can't pay this school fees and my child is scoring this. This is a track record of my child in their schools. Parents come to the school, what is happening? And schools have to take it out. And there was a petition, and it got to the ears of Jamb, troubled them, and they now found out there was an anomaly in the results. There was a glitch, a technical glitch. And from there, a press conference was held with the registrar admitting that there was a technical glitch. So right here, we are going to be discussing on the implications, the concerns, and also the way forward for students, for parents, and also for our own inputs and opinions also towards JAM. So the first thing we are going to be talking about is identifying the errors. What did we, as consultants, according to Isaac, you said you were in the SpaceX forum yesterday. What were the errors that were mentioned, the technical errors, the human errors that were mentioned?
Okay, this was what he said. He said Jam usually have 2 clusters. Let me just make it as simple as possible, avoid a lot of technical jargons. Now, Jam has 2 clusters. Let's say 2 servers serving everybody. So let's say we have about 36 states in the country, right? So
Yes.
divide it into 2. So there's one cluster. What is the name of that cluster? The lag cluster, LAG. So that particular cluster services the southeast, southwest, and 6 northern states. And the other cluster serves the other part of the country. Now, Jump is in sessions. First session, second. So according to them, a session comprises 250 candidates, which means every 250 candidates will sit for the same examination. So they also introduce shuffling, which means, before now, it used to be question type
Yeah.
A, type yellow, type blue. So in this case of shuffling, if your one is A, so your A may be my B, my A would be your C, which according to them, they introduced that. And also they also introduced a new grading system. In essence, they made 3 new changes to the system or to the software. Now, in the process of writing the exam, when it got to, I think from session 16, 17, they noticed an error with shuffling. What does it mean? Maybe there is a question now. This then your own is shuffled. Maybe your question A, your option A is my option B. Now the student actually answering different question answers the correct one, but the system is not recognizing the shuffle. So the system still goes with the normal answer. So the system is already configured that, okay, B, this B is the answer, but they've shuffled it for you. So the system does not really recognize that, okay, there is a new shuffling. So they say when they detected that in the process of writing exam, they did not stop the exam. So they released update to the system. Now the update did not get to some of the systems which actually had the errors in those other sessions. This was after many tests. So, but look at this. If you have 2 clusters, and according to you, there was issue with one of the clusters, which is the lag clusters, and this lag cluster is servicing the southeast, southwest, and 6 northern states. Now, why didn't the problem with this particular cluster affect the other southwest and northern states? So how come like specific states out of the many states being serviced by that particular cluster are affected? You get, so they could not really like explain or defend the cause of the issue, because if you say you have two clusters, okay, you had issue with one of them, so how come all not all the states in that particular one got affected, only a few, which is really, really not possible. That's one. So two, you said okay, you discovered an issue during the exam, then why would you like send update or patch to some of the system and you did not send it to the other ones? Three, since you admitted that okay, during the exam there was a problem, why did you like rush to release results? Why not wait to analyze all the results to see that okay, what is this, what is happening here, this what is happening here? Because definitely you cannot see like center according, it's called session, like a session has 250 candidates, so you see different sessions with nobody scoring, let's say up to 200 or maybe up
Wow.
to like 250. So you should be like surprised, what's happening, because you can't tell me that you recorded so many of those sessions, which at the end is about 300 and something thousand, close to 400,000 persons who don't score up to 200. So you should know that okay, probably it's because of this issue, because of that issue. So let's relax, let's see what's going on. Now, in terms of retaking the exam, if you notice something like that and you know what the problem is, which is a shortfall problem, now you have the student data. You know, okay, this was the answer they give. This is what is supposed to be the answer. So why not like deploy the system to automatically remark, since according to you, you fix the issue. So why tell them to write again? Because they won't have that Z. Just like be after writing an exam today, tomorrow there's an issue with results. The next tomorrow they're asking me to receipt. There's no way this candidate will be able to perform very well like they did in the first time, you know.
Yeah.
So I think secondly, now, like I said, they said 1 to 16 sessions had a reshuffling problem, but this is not really a problem. So now, how with those reshuffling problem that you are like you admit, I think I mentioned it before. So
Yeah.
why not go to those particular session? In fact, since you notice a problem of that magnitude, why not probably even pause the exam a day or two to fix the issue, and you allow the to continue after the examination? When people began to raise concern, you saw the Minister of Education said that the reason for failure is because they've stopped malpractice. They are not allowing people to do malpractice anymore. And one of that, I think Ima or something, came out to say that it's because of the Southeast people. They party too much, you know. That's what's happening. They go to parties, they don't study. And these innocent students, they are usually the weaker ones at the receiving end, and nobody really supports them or want to know how they really feel or what's going on. So we are quick to condemn them that they don't read again, they are this. But it's true that okay, many of them they actually don't read, but it's not really everybody. So now you rescheduled exam for about close to 400,000 people within, let's say, 2 days or whatever. So how are we sure that all of them are informed? What of those who traveled out of their exam city? Then how do you give them like a day or two notice to come back to write exam? And for the northern states, this they are sit at home every Monday. So which means they will not even have the chance to even write on Monday. So actually, these are the issues according to them, the problem. So we asked them, why did you not ask for remarking? They said the registrar does not trust the vendor anymore because the vendor failed them. So who is being punished for this? Unfortunately,
It's the
nobody has been
students.
fired. Nobody is
It's the
sacked. So
students that's taking all the punishments. Nobody is taking any punishment. It's the
nobody is
students.
being fired. Nobody is being queried. And let me even shock you. The guy who even explained this thing is not even Jamb thing. It's one of those persons who went there for the, to audit the result to know what's going on. There was no like Jamb technical team online to explain what happened. So they don't really rate us. They don't really take us serious. and even the PRO, was having anger issue, being rude to some questions as if we are baby. And one of the other person representing was like, they should give him some respect. This adults, old man, something. So it was really disheartening. I looked at the whole stuff. Like, okay, well, this Nigeria, like I said, I had to just leave. I had to just leave the stuff. Many persons actually even left, some asked questions, some could not really say their mind. And the issue of 6:30, they denied it that exam starts 8 o'clock. But on your sleep, you are saying they should come 6:30. So should they disobey you? They said because we love African time. So if you fix an exam for 8 o'clock and they don't come, it's not your fault. You're not. It's okay. You are late. Don't write. So instead of this sick period, this is our Nigeria insecurity, distance. Because sometimes if they put a particular place, they will post you like farther from there. They always try to deny it, but that's not true. Because even in my days, even my younger one, when he feed for a particular place for exam, so they took him to Okada, which was very far. I think we drove about 2, 3, 4 hours to that center, which means if you ask us to come 6:30 from where we were, we have to leave home like
like
4,
around 4.
4
Yeah,
to get
4.
there. You get, and or maybe we'll go there a day to lodge. So how many of the candidates would have money to lodge in the hotel? People who barely even have money to transport or something, or people who cannot afford app for 3,000. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot
Yeah, I
for
get.
me. This risk taking, I'm not a fan of it at all, because this student, I doubt if they will be like so
A lot of them
emotionally or
are. Some of
psychologically
them are
ready.
they are disheartening. I wish someone that already scored 300. You are.
They are not psychologically ready. They are not
That's
So,
what
emotionally
so
this
yeah,
ready.
because
I think there's another thing we should look at again. They were saying that students who saw their results, because someone was asking if I've seen my result and I score and I have a particular score, I'm comfortable with that score, and I'm not rescheduled again. Can I see go and see a must? I must take that rescheduled exam where I can just keep my mark. So I don't know if that was also addressed in the Twitter space, because I was not unable to join yesterday, Mr. Isaac.
Yeah, the thing is that anybody that would want to take that mark must be a dullard, because for a question to be like, for shuffling to not work, it means everything you entered, maybe 1 out of like 10 would be correct. If they say 1 plus 1, A 2, B 3, C whatever, and you choose the correct option, like A, that A is not actually correct because the shuffling in the back end is not working. So I think it will take maybe somebody that is not so smart to agree with that. And funny thing is that most of the persons affected, the average score is usually around 150, 160 jam score. That's the average. So why would somebody be okay with that? If they had scored 2 something, they won't really complain that much, no?
I get your point. I get
Okay,
your
because I heard DTW talking about someone scoring 300 and rescheduled. I don't know if that
So like
actually.
like normal, like somebody that would have scored 300, like normally you get, like that, okay, you are supposed to, you wrote very well now, and at the end they're giving you 150. I think that's what she's talking about. Or am I
Yeah.
correct?
point. Like someone scored 300 and was rescheduled.
Okay.
Why?
So
Ah,
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so it could also be the error that that
the
error
error
that
of
made it
favor, the error of favor the person.
favor
I
error.
will not write again. I will not write again, though. I will not write again.
So it will be that. So it was rescheduled, and you have to go and sit.
What nonsense? What?
Yes, and the person you have to go and resit the exam, because a student contacted me that when he saw that he was rescheduled, he tried to check his result again. It wasn't showing. So yeah. So please, so I had to do a video telling every student that they must go for their exam. Go, and if you are scheduled, go and sit for your exam. If not, you won't have any exam. So there are several things. Okay, which brings us to point number 2. And Mr. Owolabi would also speak on this.
Going to
Impact.
number. The issues
point
are
number
actually
2.
the issues are actually very, very many. Because first of all, it took you a while to release the results. I don't know. After the result, I think it took about a week before the results now were now released.
Yes, which it normally doesn't happen.
Which normally
It
does
didn't
not
take this
happen.
long last year.
That means you have checked everything and you are sure before you released it. Then I cannot imagine
What
that.
happened? They admitted though. They said during the exam, I think session 16 session,
Yeah,
that should be like they discovered the issue
I
and
get
they
your
are
point.
expecting update to some
Undermining
system
all of those issues that you have already encountered
and they
during
did
the
not
exam,
send update
why
to
the
other
exam was
system. Can you imagine? You notice a
even
problem and you continue the exam.
why the exam was going on. You have already encountered those issues, and you did not make any hint about it. Then you release
And
the
you do not
results.
wait now to look at all the results to check the scores. You rush to post statistics.
Exactly, and you came out to say that the result has been consistent with the past 10 to 12 years.
Yes.
Result. You made that statement, and then the Minister of Education also defended.
Say that it's because of my practice. They stopped my practice.
And they were just defending abnormality and just making everything. This just, as in, the issues are just so many, and I don't even know where to start from, because I had so many students, several students who messaged me that this is not their result. That in fact, if I show you some of the messages I received, it was designed, but I had nowhere to even start from. Okay, how can I even be able to encourage such a person who's telling me that I finished my syllabus twice? Even my mock, I scored 300 plus.
300 plus.
I participate in a mock challenge on the app.
Everything.
I don't score below. If my worst score was
I don't
200,
score below.
and for you to now come out after releasing results, I think they came out to say this rubbish. I think over
They did not come out. They were caught. They did not come out. They were caught by this Alex. You know, the Alex is on. It was posted to the east for this ICT training. You know, this educare now.
Yes.
So it used all those exam testing software, and it was posted to that the areas affected. So he was like surprised that all the people in this area, you know, they did not score above certain range. So they began to look at all of the scores in that particular eastern state. You know, like it became general, like everybody 150 something, 160 something. It was too much. So he had to say no. He was the one who called that Jamb and everybody like, look at this wayo they did though. It does not make sense. There is a big problem. So it was from there, you know, everybody online started reacting. Then they had meeting with the board and they began to check, analyze. That was how they discovered that there is a big problem. So then Jamb admitted. Jamb did not want to admit.
They didn't
because
for you to
they
lose
were
the result and
it was too
then that
obvious.
means
So
you admit it in the first instance, and you are telling us now that you discovered it during the exam, when the exam was still on. Why did you not pause it? Why did you not stop the exam at that instant and correct the issue? And then, in fact, that would have even been more understand. Even if we not even understand that rubbish, because I don't understand why that will happen. You took mock exam. You said the mock exam is to test your system to check
software. So did you not
mock exam?
Or what do they do after mock? They don't analyze the results to see.
Maybe they didn't. I think I don't get. And now it takes us to point number 2, which is the impact on the candidate, psychological impact. And we've seen a real case. In fact, when my students were telling me of the girl that killed herself, that committed suicide, I was like, maybe it's fake news. But when I saw BBC, went and carried and reported the news, I was like, my God. So we're not even looking at the psychological. We just feel that every Nigerian student is on TikTok, is on serious.
Yes, on serious. That is just the word. That's what I've labeled them. And in fact, in many cases online, you see where they say a teacher who has been teaching biology for 10 years.
Yeah.
He took the Jamb and he scored below this point.
Yes, like several cases. It was just so funny. I said, what are all this rubbish? So it's the issues are so many, and the impact on the students is even much worse, because a lot of the students, I don't know if you understand that a lot of the students, most of them do not have, they cater for themselves. Some of them are working and schooling and trying to go to school. Some of them paid their Jamb, bought their Jamb form by themselves. Some of them bought resources to help themselves. Some of them bought data to access lectures. Some of them gave a lot, sacrificed a lot, burned the midnight oil to make sure that they can study and prepare for this exam. Then just imagine just imagine that. This seems to be like deliberate to me, because I don't understand why it will is okay. A lot of people were relating to politics, that okay, this politics, because mostly the southeast, mostly the southeast,
Yes,
and then
I think it's
and then
targeted. There's no way you can explain this to me. I think it's targeted.
it's just targeted. And I know why. Do you know why I'm even thinking it's targeted? Because now they were now adding some part of southwest to it. So that they will not feel that feeling that it's only east they targeted. It will not come to our mind.
It was just east and some part of Lagos.
Part of
That was
Lagos.
just it was targeted. Just get that.
It seems to me that it's targeted, because I don't understand why.
Because they had only 2 clusters in the country. Let's say 2 servers, and you said one server had issue. Then only like few states in the server. Why did it not spread? Why did the issue not spread across all the states? And there are about 6 northern states in that cluster. None of them got affected.
For me, it will be if we. I don't even want to even raise the issue of targeted, because what would be the reason to target students for Jamb? What I think what political reason will anyone?
Anybody can do anything.
Reason.
I don't want to.
What are they trying to do? Are they trying to cause
politics, of course. Politics, of course.
That will result to what? That's my own. That will result to what?
They can use anything to just play politics, and that is not the truth.
Play tribal bias or what?
Yes, that is it. Now tribal sentiment will come into it, because I don't. Okay.
You're muted, Mr. Wolabi. In case maybe you didn't know you were muted.
Yes. So I think it seems to me that it's getting, and I'm not too completely sure, but the way the results are and the areas it's affected. But since we're talking about the psychological impact on students, I think we should be focusing more on them right now. So
yeah. So for them, I see, a lot of people have messaged, I'm having an exam tomorrow, and so is there going to be, for people that are affected now, are you going to boost their mark? Because it's going to affect them. There's no how. You are rescheduled for an exam. You've done an exam. Your mind is already out of it. Are there measures for Jamb to, put incentive marks just to boost their own morale? Would there be something like that? Is it something that they can, it should be proposed to them?
The thing is that, first of all, I don't think these candidates would be psychologically ready. They are not prepared. Just like somebody waking you up to see there's an exam tomorrow, so you can't get like the first mark. So it's very hard to perform as you did the first time. The joy, the everything, and all of that, the revision. So now no time to even prepare, and everyone just. And I don't think they may want to even prove a point that they failed before.
But and I think the way it was even rescheduled, it wasn't properly done.
But they said because of WAEC and this NDA exam.
Is going on right now. Some of them say maybe right now WAEC and you be rescheduling
People
them.
People missed paper today. From reports we heard, they say WAEC should. From one report, the student said, my teacher said WAEC that we should choose either Jamb or the exam. Another report came as, I'm telling you, yes, the report from their head of school said they should choose between Jamb and because they had agricultural practical, that they should choose. And she's asking me, and I'm like, can you discuss this with your parents?
And Jamb said they discussed with WAEC. WAEC has shifted the exam.
Which discussion? Not saying, oh God.
Liars. You see, liar. They said they discussed with WAEC said
later on. I think so. Later on, WAEC now moved the paper. They didn't do it in the morning again because WAEC made the paper at 9:30. Okay, so they moved the paper and said that those that are taking Jamb by 1 o'clock they will start. People that are writing that were scheduled by 2 p.m. to write Jamb. So not even sitting down to even plan strategically how to reschedule students or give them 1 week.
Nobody is held accountable for anything. People just do anything they like.
How will information reach everybody?
Sharing coke
People
without
have traveled from that location. People have gone back. A mother messaged me. My son has gone back to boarding school, and they said his exam is this. Can you see this? So why the hurry again to reschedule immediately? Why not first relax and plan? There's WAEC. Check the dates that there's no WAEC and fix your dates there. We know that we don't do WAEC Saturdays. Most of the exams Saturdays. And check the timetable. Not just again, just do it again like that and not even bother about, okay, these students, so some might be far away. Someone say, she's already in Anambra, and and her paper is 6:30 a.m. She's just seeing that she has been she's in Abuja. She's going, but she has to go back to Anambra. And now I'm seeing that it's just now I'm seeing, like some minutes ago, Jamb posting that they should raise a ticket, those that miss their scheduled time. So there will be a lot of
How are we sure the questions are even the same standard now? How are we sure? How are we sure they did not set
probably
a new standard question?
In fact, how easy can you even make questions? Because the questions I saw online, they were all cheap questions. So how do you want to even make it cheaper now, or do you want to make it more difficult for them? I don't even what I don't understand. I don't understand. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to take for.
This has even it will take us to a point now. Trust, the erosion of trust now in Jamb.
No, Jamb can't be trusted either by parents. Anybody who fails Jamb again, they will say it's Jamb.
They will say it's mistake. It's also going to affect us as consultants, because students might not want to come for classes and say, Jamb is giving us by law. He said it's law. Jamb is law. Jamb is law.
Be optimistic again, yeah. They won't be optimistic. Let me even shock you. This is not the first time. Just know that.
I think this is not the first time.
This is not the first time.
I think
it was because they could, like, you just have to cast.
They could not sweep this under the bed.
Yeah, they could
not because it was too much.
It was too big to chew. It's sad, It's sad.
Come again, Mr. Wallaby, you said?
I said they were in a court this time. They were caught red-handed this time, so they couldn't deny it because they already have denied it now. Because for you to defend the results you have released, and then you are telling us with the past 12 years results, the Minister of Education still came to that.
I used to trust Jamb
to push it on that carpet. So for going forward now, it will be a big issue. It'll be a big.
I used to trust Jamb, honestly.
To announce you are crying on national television and you're not resigning.
The PRO was talking anyhow. This country, people are lucky in this country. Imagine this thing happened in the US. By now, you see, they will still be shiny teeth and moving up, and all the technical team will still be there. You first query.
So it's I think it has really, the trust in Jamb now. It has gone to, like, I don't know. And for us, even as educational consultants, to bring up that trust again in students is going to be difficult, because everybody will say, now look, let us pray for favor. Favor of 300. Let there be error in that system, and let my own become 300. So
the sad thing is that Jamb used to be like one public office that people really still trust out of the many, INEC 0, EFCC 0. So Jamb still had that. Before now, people used to at least respect or trust Jamb, but right now it's terrible. It's terrible.
So now, going forward, what are the recommendations that we should, as a technical person deeply, Isaac, what are the recommendations?
It's not a business. Jamb had 1 year to prepare, and I think Jamb budget is about 16 to 18 billion to conduct Jamb. Yeah, about 16 to 18 billion. You have 365 days to conduct an exam. How many days exam? I think total of like 2. I don't think that exam is more than 12 days, not more than 10 days. You have 1 year to prepare. You have about 16 to 18 billion in budget to prepare. You have everything you want, and you still mess it up for something you do once in a year, not even every week or something. You get. So they are not competent or they are wicked, one of them. And I think they should pay for it. And probably maybe they've learned their lesson. But there's no excuse for that. When you have all the money you want, everything you want, then you have 1 year to prepare for just one exam. Not even WAEC with objective and theory, with they move around, they carry the script every morning to travel, all of the stress. They don't have that. It's CBT. Before then, you already have all the questions put to the system. So you get. So what do you do? What do you do with the money? You can't tell me that about 18 billion cannot conduct jam. You are not printing questions.
Yeah.
So why can't you be effective? So to me, I think people should serve query. It's not even we don't even have anything to do there. So they are paid for their job. So if they can't do it, they should let those since there's even tribalism. If they want to appoint next one again, they don't even appoint based on competence, based on friends and all of that. But for me, the current registrar, he really tried for jam so far though. I won't
Yeah.
even take that away.
Me, I
So he tried,
commend him. Yeah, I commend
yes,
him.
he
Any day,
tried for jam
anytime.
so far.
He has really tried
So
to clean up the system. In fact, in my mind, no,
he cleaned up the system. Jam was exposed.
ah,
Miracle Center. Jam
in
was
my
like,
mind, let me tell you now, I have a theory. In my own mind, I have a theory, and I was discussing it, okay, with someone. I was like, I feel that this is a sabotage. People want this guy to leave.
no, it's possible. Yeah, it's possible.
That's what I said this is a sabotage. People want him to leave.
It's possible.
He
The guy,
has stayed for
if
too
not,
long. There are
you don't
several
go say one jump
professors
up. You
eyeing
don't
that
say one
position.
jump up. You don't say one jump up. You don't say if you were before.
Now,
And so many why
we students come for lesson. We students will go for
nobody
lesson.
will read. Nobody
Nobody
prepares for
reading.
jam.
But he has
So the guy,
sanitized it. He has really
the guy
tried.
clean up the
So
system. Yeah, why should do the same. Why yes, why they can't even buy an app. They are not even serious. So I think they should clean up why system too.
yeah. So I think Mr. Wallaby, do you have any way for recommendations for JAM to imbibe in future exams?
Well, I think Mr. Isaac has said most of what I had in mind to say. Like, first of all, you have a lot of time. This is not the first time. Even if you are making changes to system to improve the performance of the system, it's not enough for you to jeopardize the lives of millions of students. At least 500,000, close to 500,000, I'm talking about this time around. So, and it has even led to the death of one of a soul. And if they say if oil affect one finger, it affect the other one. So it's cut across all students right now. In fact, we should not be quiet about this. About their systems, they should try and perfect whatever they are doing. Going for First of all, I think we should be going for competence over tribalism. Correct? You see, if you watch the trend. In fact, somebody made a comment. I think I was reading on Twitter. I said that the Jamb registrar is Yoruba. The PR, all the major offices, they're all Yoruba. And then a comment came under. He said, when Buhari was there, was it not the same? Were they not all from the north? So those kind of things are things in fact, there are issues that will keep on arising. And if we do not change the narrative, I think we'll have a long straw to draw. So these are the issues. They should try and perfect that system, test everything, and that is the reason I think for the mock. So you cannot have a mock examination where you are trying to use the same system to test. And it seems like this mock result, after this last mock exam, they didn't actually check the performance of the student and see if there were any issues. In fact, the result was even much less talked about. In fact, a lot of students, because the mock exam, a lot of students were not really too interested in him, since it does not have anything to do with the main exam. It's just like a trial. Most of them, for them, it's just to know how to use the computer system. Yes, that's what it is for most of them. Yeah, so you tested your system on the mock exam. At least you should check for errors, check for what could possibly cause issues. what cause possibly cause issues in the main examination. These kind of things are not things you should be hearing. You have a large budget. You have a large budget and you are generating enough revenue from students. So I don't think these are the issues we should be talking about at this stage in the 21st century now. These are not the issues we should be talking about in our educational system. Our educational system is already so poor. So we should not be, Jamb should not be adding to the problem. That is
Yeah,
basically.
secondly, this Jamb CBT is not a rocket science. You see, people launch rockets with accuracy and do all of those hard things. They build cars. CBT is just a simple system. You set question, you set your option, B is correct. So what makes it so difficult to be able to have like a hit-free exam? Something that just A, B, C, you pick an answer, they register your answer, you score this, you fail this. It's just like 0 or 1. That's like the least they could do. What if you're given a bigger responsibility to handle something big or to build something big? Is that you'll not be able to do it? Think about it now. What's hard about like conducting a CBT exam where you set questions, there are answer, you put the correct answer there. So if you say A is the correct this thing and the student picks A, correct, 1 mark, or depending on the number of mark you want. If the person is strong, wrong. So it's not like a big deal or one big tech something or that you cannot do. It's not a big deal.
Okay, I think for my own addition is, I think they should take the mock exam seriously, because if they had compared results with, at least there should be like some probabilities or calculations, technical audits.
In that the General Public Office,
before it is
I've,
released, you check
let me
students.
tell
I think they said about 400 or 300,000 wrote mock. Check their results, check their current results. Is there any anomalies?
See, you see that you believe the system too much. You don't know the anyhowness in this country. I've seen offices where the head of like technical department does not know anything about, like, no clue at all. You know, they just hire people that who have those keys to say, I do this, do this. So they don't even have clue. People get away with a lot of things in this country, or is it even hospital? So everything, people get away with things. So it's just like they got caught. If not, it would have continued. They do rubbish, it affect the candidate, will blame the people. I know that they don't read, though. Let's not actually praise them like that. You see, those students, out of 10, maybe like 3 would be serious. People that even want to say, okay, have you not activated app for them? Say, open your app, send product key, or take this activation key and activate. They are telling you, how do I do this? How do I restart the app? And they are still restart there. So let's not do as if those guys are maybe one kind of super people or superhero. So they have their own too. But in this case, it's not really entirely their own problem. So let's face Jamb, then we'll face the candidates later.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Isaac. So for me, I feel we should take the mock seriously, because there are even several things that can make a candidate fail, even in Jamb exam. It's CBT. Not so many people know how to use the computer. That is already
You don't even need to know computer. Just know, say it's A, click A, is B.
No,
that's like
they've never seen computer in their life. They've never touched it. I know several people, especially from the north.
You don't need to have touched it. See, there are invigilators in the hall. They will tell you, okay, click start. You click start because your question subject are already on the system once you enter your registration number. So you see question 1 + 1 A. Even they use our app now. Is that not the same thing as CBT? So I don't think that
I know they use.
They are not coding. But this
I know they are not coding. So it takes us back to, everything now takes us, some of this problem takes us back to even from our schools, our public schools, the computers, making it accessible to them. That's another thing that can help them. And coming back to Jamb, I feel Jamb should have also taken statistical analysis of the mock exam, compare the results of students that took the mock and their results and see if is there any anomaly there. And there should be ways to check it.
They are not serious. You said
I think there should be no rush. I think we should stop. They should stop this rush of we were releasing results. We want to release results.
In the CBT exam, you're supposed to even release it immediately without issue. If you have a standard exam, because
like
was that once you write, you see your results. That was the idea. That,
It is not rocket
I
science. It's not
that
rocket science. Okay, look at why I said this thing may be intentional. You said the session has 250 students. Now you saw many sessions where people could not score up to 200. Now you allowed it. Can you tell me out of 250 students, no one could score up to 200? If it's either your questions are too hard, or there is an issue with the system, or something is wrong. In fact, it caused for an alarm or even national debate that okay, we have about maybe 16 different sessions. Nobody could score up to 200. You can't release that kind of result without a debate. It's just like in an exam, you have a different class, GSS 1 to SS3. Then you set exam for them, and they come to meet you that all the classes, nobody got C. Everybody got D and F. There's definitely a problem.
Mm, mm. Okay. So I think for us the way forward is if we can't for me if they can't do the hit the target of immediately we sit they sit for exam, it comes out. Let them take their time and analyze the results. There's no rush to it to cause this kind of effect on students, psychological effects. People anyway. I pray. They released a phone number, okay, this afternoon for people to call for counseling because it's
You
affecting
don't.
students
You
psychologically.
don't even know the countries. You don't know this country. Go and check. Go and create tickets in this their site. Now you see the way the site will be glitching. You
I
cannot even
know
create
the site
appointment. You
doesn't
cannot do
even
anything.
really. The site is not.
Wait,
Sometimes you just be rolling and
wait,
rolling and rolling. But thank God
wait,
that they even open a channel because one of
it
the
was not
things
Jamb. It was
to do is
a external body who
Jam
opened
should do
that.
is why hasn't been there a phone number that is constant and customer care people answering students? This is my own argument. Why has this not been? But anyway, thank God they have done this. They've opened
it's
that.
for them anyway, because
That time
imagine
we go.
and know this, you should know the nature of students. They can call for the most useless reason. So I think
That
release a
line
phone
will
number.
catch fire.
That line that line will go straight to hell because it will be a huge
That line,
problem.
See,
In fact, people will not be able to call him because imagine 200 people trying to ask, or 200,000 people.
call you one.
please,
People,
how has MTN, how has Airtel managed all this? All these network providers, how have they managed it?
No, it's not one person they are calling now. Is it one person they
There's
are calling? I mean,
a call
normal call.
center agency that should be set up.
Okay,
It should
okay,
be set up
maybe it will
because
take
this
like 4 hours
ticketing
for them to
doesn't
attend
work
to you now,
sometimes.
or 5 hours. Yeah, it will take like 6 hours for them to
It should
attend
be
to you.
set up. Okay, now in Nigeria we have a federal fire emergency number 767-112.
Do they come? Do they come? Do they come?
Oh
apart
yes,
from
Lagos
them
State.
coming,
If it's Lagos State,
Whether they will
I
come.
know
They
of
will not
Lagos
come.
State, though I don't know of federal 767. I called and they came.
You are
Lagos State,
lucky.
they are
You should need to
functional.
thank
It's
God.
not even lucky. Everywhere in Lagos, everybody know. Call 767. The fire truck will come. So, there are systems that are working. The one
Look at
that
the
Jamb
annoying part.
is
Man,
just ticket.
man proposes, God disposes. Can you imagine the nonsense?
In fact, you see
that,
that
Can you
statement.
imagine the
That's
nonsense? The whole,
I almost got angry.
that handler should be fired immediately.
people are not, they don't even take account. So
I almost got angry with that statement because you
God,
affect students
man
even.
proposing.
So me, my own is you affected students. The students, you came out, you made your argument. Okay, you accepted it. Now even the rescheduling, even the emergency rescheduling, it's not even still done properly. Students have missed results. Now 6 minutes you are coming out and say they should fill tickets. How many students will see they will fill tickets? How many of them?
What of those in the village itself that don't even know what's going
I
on?
don't even know what is going on.
Ah,
So that's how someone like this this year has gone.
they play with people's future. They don't even believe in the future of these kids. These are people's fate, people's future, And many will just get discouraged. Many will go back to the stream. Why some parents or guardian will be like, "You are a failure. You could not pay them. I will never register them for you. You are this. Just demoralize them.
Like seriously,
Ah.
one student that was rescheduled told me, he said I'm finished. He said, my parents have told me that if I don't pass this one, in fact, I should go and find my food somewhere else. She technically told me she was finished. I said, just calm down. And luckily, she was rescheduled for this exam. And man, the issues are many. There are just so many. Imagine that student now, even if the student goes to the honor, how do you want that person to be at peak performance?
I think I will bring this to a conclusion now by saying that yes, Jamb came out, there were errors, you saw the errors, you just took the errors, took a consistency. I will not even praying that the results should even get better year after year. We just came out as a country. The failure rate is consistent over the past 12 years. Are we not even aiming for better? Are we not saying, as in there was no even single belief that maybe these students, maybe this error was really, really low. Some of these students did better this time. And just the condemnation and the one impact now is trust for Jamb has reduced. Students now, we are clamoring that we want students to get serious. Everything is entertainment, is TikTok, is dancing. How will this make? Oh my God! So I think as educationists, as educational consultant, as a body, or generally, we have to, from now, intentionally and seriously be intentional about our steps, our processes in making sure our educational system is standard, in making sure that when we release a result, it is yes or is it amen. If there's any single anomaly, it should be discussed and trashed and resolved before release. If there is an error, there are proper emergency structures and procedures that we should follow, not just immediately like that. Me, I was feeling, okay, give them a week. Let the news go far and wide. This is over how many thousand students? Let the news go far and wide. Then we have another exam by the corner again. WAEC is there. You are just rescheduling people. No, now. There should be all these plans. And I think we should leave the ideology. I will call it now. I think it has become a culture of anyhowness. It's a culture, and anyhow, it has become a culture. I think we should.
Not accountable. Anybody can do anything and get away.
We should kill that thing, that anyhowness, anyhow. And what would students coming up think? Anyhow, now lock. Jamb is lock. It's lock.
So most people would not. In fact, we've lost trust for Jamb. We've lost the trust.
It's sad to say we've not had any punishment. Nobody has been called out. No department. Nothing has been done. Nothing.
I think the Jamb registrar has cried. Now let's just take his tears and be
incompetence. Nobody is saying anything.
Cried online.
In fact, let's say nobody. Even our own men of God silent, because you have members that are going through all of those things. We are not. No, but no. Anyway, thank you.
For me, any day, anytime, I will give a Jamb registrar kudos, and I don't know what it is, but for me, I've been saying I'm having like a theory that is a sabotage on his regime. Someone wants him out. That's my own theory. And
if someone wants you out, if you are competent enough, would you not know that somebody wants you out? As a registrar, it's not your own duty to analyze every result to know what's happening.
People might just want to say, okay,
he does not even know what's happening.
Spoil his legacy and all that. He has done well. Over how many years now? He has really done well. He has sanitized the system. And I know he can do better. And I'm sure that before he even leaves, I know wherever he is now, before he will say he wants to leave, he will want to make sure this is trashed out and it will not occur again. He would also want to go and look into his systems internally, his his structure, his organizational structure, and look into it and checkmate all these people. Maybe they've been, now it since have been going well over the past how many years, and they've been, everyone relaxed. No one following up on this one's job description or processes and all that. So it's a time to sit up and also to brace up. There's a future AI is coming into our educational space to brace up for all this, for all this technological advancements which they can utilize in our educational system. So it has been a lovely time, discussing with you, my fellow educational consultant. That's been a wonderful time. I just didn't want us to keep quiet about this, to speak on it, because we stand for a better education for the Nigerian students, a standard one, making sure we don't support exam malpractice. That's one of every one of us here is our ethics. We don't support exam malpractice. We believe that each student with the right resource, with the right tutor, with the right educator, you can do well. Okay, getting your resource, getting your CBT app, the Flash Learner CBT app, or O3 schools, DTW CBT app, to prepare for your examination. And we want parents also to encourage their pupil, their children also to academics. It also starts from home, getting involved, be interested in their academics, and they would also sit up and do better. For this time this year, we just urge on Jamb to, make sure their processes are checked. Maybe there's a lapse, there's a laxity. They relaxed on checking their processes, just following statistics. Statistics can change. That is data. Data can change. Okay. So data can change. Another year can be better than in all the other years. I think Jamb should also believe in his students, believe in the Nigerian students too. Not just because everybody just say, oh, it's in no.
They don't read, they are partying.
No, you have caught the exam malpractice several years. These students, most of them are going in to sit for it and doing it by themselves, what they can do. So the thought of, oh, we are copying malpractice, that's why students fail. No, I think that problem has been solved like 2-3 years back. Major of that problem has been solved. So it's to look for, and students have gained trust in, students have gained trust in our educational system, especially Jamb, that even universities have gained trust in Jamb, that they don't do post-UME again. They don't do post-UME exam. Most schools have stopped doing post-UME exam because they've gained trust in Jamb. So with this trust gain in Jamb, students are also picking up to study. And this story, this case has really hurt the psyche of students towards Jamb, towards them seeing Jamb as a standard exam, as they've been seeing for the past 7 to 8 years. And we hope as educational consultants that Jamb would maybe listen to this video, and please, anyone watch this video, please share. Anyhow, watch this video and try to keep the standard up. We should not relax. This is a body that kids over the years, students over the years have been looking up to, and like when they get their score, they're proud. Like, wow, I did this. It should be that testimony. It should continue like that. To our registrar, we thank you. Our Jamb registrar, current Jamb registrar, we thank you so much for what you've done and been doing in our educational system. And we hope that this also translates to WAEC and other exams, WAEC, NECO. Oh my God, even common entrance, you see expo, malpractice, you are wondering, common entrance for primary 4 and 5 children. You get my point.
WAEC will never end.
WAEC
it will always be a problem, because
WAEC
a lot
runs
of
and
people are making billions from
it's
the
irritating. WAEC runs is irritating. The malpractice, it's just irritating. I don't even want to talk about it. You open your WhatsApp, you are seeing exam has not started, you already see answers. People sharing it on group, is on websites.
You see students, even students have been configured to think that like it's just normal. You see people
They message me.
WAEC answers.
I would just be messaging, please, I need the biology practical, I need agricultural practical, like I need the answers. Like it's normal. I hope God brings someone like a Jamb registrar to all those bodies to sanitize it, because it will really help our educational system, and it will make us proud as consultants. And for us, I know that our reward will also start here and also in heaven, because what we do is the value of what we do. We can't quantify it. We can't really quantify it when it comes to even monetary terms. It can't be quantified. So I thank you, my fellow educational consultant, Mr. Flash Isaac and Mr. Olabi of O3 Schools. Okay, and do check them out. Their website, o3schools.com, flashlearners.com, and also dtwtutorials.com. Check us out. And I tell you, you have this solid information to any educational thing in Nigeria, even abroad. You have solid information from us. So thank you so much for this discussion and for this forum. And I know that we are all blessed. The works of our hands shall be blessed, and it shall increase in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much, everyone. And have a wonderful day and weekend. We shall be following up. Okay, what I've tried to do is try to share the Jamb number. Some students have been calling. The number is going. People are picking it, that Jamb number. So you can share it with your students. It's on Twitter. Mr. Isaac and Mr. Wallaby. Students are calling the number. It's going. So any student that have difficulty in their, they're processing the ticket is not going, it's not working, then them call that number. People are picking up and answering. So kudos to Jamb for doing that, for setting up that emergency contact to them directly. So let us just continuously support our students, and anyone that is affected by it, that couldn't, maybe after it won't even hear, because there are some people that won't even hear that they are rescheduling, that won't even check. Oh my God. God will help them and be with us all and bless our country, Nigeria. That's it. God's going to bless our country, Nigeria, and move it forward to greener pastures and greener power and authority. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
And you too. Thank you very much for hosting us.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Isaac. Yeah.